At the far edge of human endurance, where the land itself seems to reject life, there is a village that refuses to disappear. Its name is Oymyakon, and it is known as the coldest permanently inhabited place on Earth. Here, winter is not a season. It is a condition of existence. Survival is not heroic or dramatic. It is routine, relentless, and unforgiving. In Oymyakon, cold is not something you escape from indoors. It follows you everywhere. In winter, temperatures regularly plunge below -50 degrees Celsius. Sometimes they sink past -60. On record, they have fallen below -70. At those levels, cold is no longer just uncomfortable. It becomes physically dangerous in minutes. Exposed skin burns as if touched by fire. Breathing hurts. Eyelashes freeze together. Phones die. Metal sticks to bare hands. Even human tissue begins to fail. Yet people live here. Children grow up here. Families stay. The village sits in a basin surrounded by mountains, a geography that traps cold air like water in a bowl. When winter settles in, it has nowhere to go. The sun rises briefly, barely clearing the horizon, and then disappears again. Darkness and cold dominate daily life for months at a time. The ground beneath the village is permafrost, frozen solid year-round. It never truly thaws. This creates a strange contradiction. The land is stable only as long as it remains frozen. If it melts, buildings sink, crack, and collapse. That reality shapes everything about how Oymyakon is built. Homes are raised carefully, designed to avoid transferring heat into the ground. Foundations are engineered to sit lightly on the frozen earth. Walls are thick. Windows are triple-glazed. Doors are sealed tight. Heat is not a luxury here. It is life support. Inside, homes are warm, sometimes even overheated. People wear light clothing indoors, while outside the cold waits like a predator. Central heating systems run constantly. If they fail, pipes freeze within hours. If pipes freeze, they burst. And in this environment, repairs are slow, difficult, and dangerous. Water does not flow freely in Oymyakon. Pipes buried underground would freeze solid. Instead, residents collect water from ice-covered rivers or communal wells. This means chopping through thick layers of ice, hulling frozen blocks, and melting them indoors. A simple act like fetching water becomes a physical trial, one that must be repeated again and again, regardless of temperature. Cars cannot be turned off in winter. If the engine stops, it may never start again. Vehicles idle day and night, filling the village with a low, constant rumble. Leaving a car off overnight can mean losing it entirely. Fuel thickens, batteries die, metal becomes brittle. Machines, like humans, struggle to function. Even walking outside is calculated. At extreme temperatures, exposed skin can suffer frostbite in minutes. People cover their faces completely. Breathing through a scarf becomes necessary, warming the air before it reaches the lungs. Spitting is dangerous, as saliva can freeze before it hits the ground. Silence is sharp, broken only by the crunch of snow that sounds like breaking glass. Children still go to school. There is a limit, but it is extreme. Classes are canceled only when temperatures drop below a certain threshold that would terrify most of the world. Until then, children bundle themselves in layers, faces hidden, and walk through the frozen air as if this were normal. For them, it is food, and Oymyakon reflects both necessity and tradition. Farming is impossible in frozen soil. Instead, people rely on what survives the cold. Indigenous livestock like horses and reindeer are central to life. Meat is often eaten raw and frozen, sliced straight from the animal like stone. Fish freezes solid almost instantly when removed from water. There is no need for freezers here. Nature provides one. This frozen diet is not a curiosity, it is adaptation. Raw frozen meat retains nutrients that would be lost through cooking. Fat becomes essential fuel for the body. In extreme cold, calories are survival. The people of Oymyakon do not eat this way for novelty. They eat this way because their ancestors learned that this is how you endure. These ancestors were the Sakha people, an indigenous group who have lived in this region for centuries. Long before modern insulation or heating systems, they learned how to survive in one of the harshest climates on Earth. Their traditions are not romantic relics. They are instructions passed down through generations. Respect for nature is central. The cold is not an enemy to be conquered. It is a force to be understood and lived with. The Sakha learned when to move, when to stay, what to wear, what to eat, and how to read the land. Even today, modern life in Oymyakon rests on ancient knowledge, but resilience does not mean ease. The cold takes a toll on the human body in ways that are subtle and relentless. Skin dries and cracks, blood circulation struggles in extremities. Cellular tissue can be damaged by prolonged exposure. A misstep, a torn glove, a delayed return indoors can lead to permanent injury. The margin for error is thin. Psychologically, the isolation weighs heavily. Oymyakon is far from major cities, far from comfort, far from escape. Winter limits movement. Roads become dangerous. Flights are rare. For months, the village feels cut off from the rest of the world. Darkness and cold combine to test mental endurance as much as physical strength. And yet, people stay. They celebrate holidays. They gather, they laugh, they raise children. They live full lives in a place that seems hostile to life itself. There is pride here, not in suffering, but in endurance. Living in Oymyakon is not about proving toughness to outsiders. It is about belonging to a place that demands respect. The village is a reminder of something modern society often forgets. Humans are not separate from nature. We adapt or we disappear. In Oymyakon, adaptation is visible in every wall, every meal, every step taken outside. Fetching water can be dangerous. Walking to school can threaten skin and lungs. A broken engine can mean isolation. A failed heating system can mean death. These are not metaphors, they are daily realities. And still, Oymyakon endures. Not because its people are reckless, but because they have learned how to coexist with one of the most extreme environments on Earth. They do not fight the cold. They prepare for it, they respect it, they survive it. In a world increasingly disconnected from nature's limits, Oymyakon stands as a stark reminder of what life looks like when the environment sets the rules. It is not a place of comfort, it is a place of balance where every small action matters and where survival itself becomes a quiet, continuous achievement.